Hello everybody. Welcome to the unboxing of my first Sketchbox subscription delivery. So I actually did order a couple of past boxes, but this is the first one that since I signed up for the subscription, it came in my mailbox today. So I'm very excited to see what's inside. And I thought I'd just do it on here. So we're going to unbox this baby with my handy dandy scissors. Should have used maybe I will just pull out my X-Acto knife. Thought it would be easy with the scissors. Apparently not. All right, let's take a look and see what's inside. QR code, scan for inspiration. Check out all the latest and greatest. Oh my goodness. I wonder if they tell you how to open the box. Let's see. How many artists does it take to open a Sketchbox box? There we go. Okay, let's see. Fun. All right, first off on the top, I'm seeing a signature number 2 round Sketchbox brush. And what's this guy? A thin line. Kind of take a look at that in a minute. Cute little sticker. I like having those around. That's kind of fun. Says premium box is floral watercolor. It's going to give me some ideas for how to use what they've stuck in this box. And then there's contest winners, so maybe I'll work on that too. So there's that little booklet there. And then we've got a Copic multi-liner cobalt. Okay, I'll look at that in a minute. And we've got a, well, now twice a door. I don't know how to say it. Hardmuth number, I don't know, B. It's a B. So soft pencil, soft lead, and got a little brush marker here. I'll open that in a minute. Ooh, signature. Where's that? X-Acto knife. I knew I shouldn't have put it away. Okay, so let's look and see what these look like. Those are fun. So all the colors for creating some kind of floral watercolor. Sunflower, rose, stem green, Himalayan poppy. I've painted those before. They're really fun. Peach blossom and lilac. I'll stick them back in the box so they don't escape from me. And what have we got here? Let's see. I think that's it. Watercolor paper. So this is Van Gogh. I've never tried that, but I have heard of it before. Van Gogh watercolor paper. Says acid-free, cold press. I don't see anything that says it's cotton. It's 100% top quality cellulose. So acid-free, pH neutral, giving the paper optimal durability. And it's kind of a fine grain surface, ideal for watercolors, but also suitable for acrylics, gouache, ink, charcoal, and pencil drawings. So that's really fun. Let's kind of take a look at, I'm not going to start with that as far as using it because it's a brush, but I want to take some of these out, or all of them out. Let's do that. Don't see that it's got a tab on it. So nice little detail brush. I love that size, and that has a nice fine point on it, which is also great. Those are great for the smaller details. I like signing my name with a smaller brush, so that's going to work out nice for that for some of my paintings. I always sign small anyway, so let's see what this thing does. This is stuff I can't really read. If that's the color, I'm not sure. It's a brown. Kind of got almost a violet. Yeah, look at that. When you do press into it, you get that fine, drag it right over the surface. Look at that. That's pretty. I do like that. The Copic multi-liner, which is in cobalt. And that's fun too. Could give that, it looks kind of like a leaf that way. Very fun. Real thin lines you get from that. Okay, let's look at this pencil. Get that out of the way. Of course, I feel like I'm going to need to sharpen that right away because it's just not quite sharpened like I like. But yeah, it's not real dark. I just got a 14B. I'll have to see how that compares to this guy. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Here is this brush marker. This one actually does have that. Let's see. Take it out of there from... Maybe. Good grief. Guess I don't really need to keep it in the package anyway. So there... Okay, I can't get the top off. Okay, well, I'm not sure what to do about that. Oh my goodness, there we go. Super stuck on there. That's a little bit more of the red. It's got a really cool feel to it though. Very nice. Yeah, that's like got almost a blue tone, but then I see orange in it too. I'm not sure. That's pretty cool. Okay, let's just swatch these out really quick. It's just got one side. It's not double-sided. So Precise Liquid Flow. And I'm guessing it's filled with ink. Yeah, you can see in there. It's like, it's very cool. Okay, so let's do, those are fun. Beautiful color. I guess you don't have to shake them. Look at that. That's almost like the peacock blue that I used to use a lot in the Holbein line. Very, very, ooh, that's a pretty color too. That's like a, almost got, it's like a peachy color. It feels like it's almost got some shimmer in it. I'll have to see if that stays when it's dry. And then this is, oh, it does say shake well, so maybe it looks a little different when it's shaken up. Look at the two colors together. How about this? That's going to be kind of a green. That's fun. But I want to see them by themselves too, so I'm getting ahead of myself. And red. Kind of leaning on the cool side. Really love how those feel though. They're just very, I'm barely skimming that across the surface. All right, okay, so, and then of course we have green. Makes sense since we've got floral. Oh, didn't shake it up. Better do that. Okay. Now I wonder what they're doing with the brushes in this. I wonder if, since we've got this on watercolor paper, if somehow these are activated with water. Let's just, yeah, you can soften and blend with this brush. That's pretty fun. I wonder how these react. Same thing, isn't that cool? Yeah, I'm loving that. I'm gonna soften those edges. Those are pretty cool. Okay, I'm gonna check out the booklet real quick and then attempt to do something with my new Sketchbox for January. So hang on, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm gonna try these guys out. I decided to go with the Himalayan Blue Poppy because this was a Himalayan Poppy color. And so that I use that for my inspiration. So I'm just gonna lightly sketch out a little center area. That's the center of my flower. A little bit of a upside down C for where the stamen is kind of coming out of. Then I want to draw real super light. 1, 2, because there's 4 petals. Those are my guidelines. 3 and 4. This one's kind of curving. So then I'm going to form the petal around those lines and just kind of come out. Not getting real specific on this. I just want a general idea of where those petals are. This inside part is just kind of squiggly. It's just squiggly lines. That's kind of what, to me, poppies kind of have a very, what do I want to say? Kind of crepey. It's kind of creepy. And then we're just gonna go for it. What I want to do is get this little flower wet. It's got kind of a puddle. I'm not worrying about the splatters, because I want enough water on here to dilute. Spread some of it to dilute this blue. I wish I could squeeze them. That would be nice if I could squeeze them. I'm going to put the purple over here. Add a little bit more water up here. Actually spread it. And then I just want to dab in I really don't want to put it directly on there with the pen because I think it might be too bright. So I just want delicate. Not sure how this is going to dry either, so it could dry vibrant or it could, like watercolor does, dry a lot lighter. So we will have to see what happens with that. But I do want it to be fairly soft. Rinse, rinse. There's just the tiniest touches of purple in these blue Himalayan. Himalayan poppies. I'm going to overlap that one because it is overlapping and there's going to be a little bit more shadow in there. So just want to drop this in very lightly. And then come along and add that purple. We'll see how I feel at the after it's all said and done. I might want to brighten up the lines a little, but this kind of gives me the option. I'm feeling this gives me the option to layer. Okay, so now I would like to do the same thing over here. This one I want to be a little bit more purpley. Taking those two colors again. Let's see what happens if I do it like this. Oh yeah, okay. So just a tiniest touch. I'm touching like the tip where the water is just sitting off the paper, so it's kind of floating down. That's kind of fun. Just have to have a good amount of water on there. That blue just feels a little bright for what I want. So maybe it'll dilute. I like it mixed with that purple. Just to tone it down, just a smidgen. Like that. Now let's see, I'm gonna do something here. It's clear water. Then I'm going to come in with this thin line for just the tiniest shadow. Ooh. Grab my brush. Don't want that on there. One thing about this cellulose paper is you can usually lift pretty easily. One more time with the green. I like how that's settling in. Okay, how about we work on this leaf here. I'm going to actually do something a little bit different on the stem. Do the same thing, bringing that. Sometimes it's a little easier to put the water in and then just barely touch your pen or brush or whatever you're using, loaded with color, and then it just kind of flows into that. So I'm just going to start with, yep. And one thing I know is red and green mixed together give you a more natural like color here. What do I want to do? I think I'm going to start a little bit of polka dots in here. Actually, brush in center. couple of little fuzzes on the stem there. Oh, I was going to come up here and do some, it's not going to show up a whole bunch. I'm going to use the very tip of this and see what. I'm wondering if this purple might tone that down a little bit so it's not quite so green. A shadowy color. Oh yeah, I like that. That's better. That's a little bit more where it looks like a shadow. Ooh, look at that. Let's try it on this other flower. I kind of like that little effect. That was cool. Just do more of a I like that. I wonder how it would be with the green. Let's get some of that, like a good amount. I'm totally reverting to my watercolor. What'd I do with my brush? I stuck it, speaking of, I stuck that brush somewhere. I can't, there it is. I thought I put it in a, okay. at that. That's cool. Love that. Oh, yep. That is cool. So beautiful. Hold on. I think what I did there was dry and then the water flowed into it. Ooh, I love that. Now I need to recreate it, which is that dark, beautiful green, and the water's just flooding into it. So looks about right. Okay, right in here. Look at that. I love that. I love that too. A little bit more of it. And I think this is going to have to dry before I do anything else. Okay, I'm going to let this dry. What have I not used? This is something I have not used. Do I want to put some of that in here? Just for a pop? Oh yeah, that's cool. I like how that flowed in there. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, look at how pretty that is. That's just kind of adding a whole different feel to it. That's pretty. I like this. I'm gonna wait until that's dry. Wait until that's dry, come back and see what kinds of finishing touches we can do. Okay, this is dry. Now I need to figure out what I would like to do, because I'm really kind of happy with that. And I am happy with that. Not just kinda, I think it's cool. I want to use this little cobalt marker for some just little added darker. Well, it's dark already around that, but just a little bit of a different kind of dark to help it stand out even more. That's very cool. I'm actually really loving that. So how about a little bit extra there? That stood out, actually. That stem came out just a little bit more than I was thinking it would, but it's okay. Let's do a little just dark right here, as if I'm thinking to add some pencil marks back in, which is kind of funny. Maybe, well, this isn't even dark enough, but maybe, maybe just a little yellow. Just so the very tippy tip of this marker to add, let's come this way, add just a little, like the light's hitting it. Maybe up in here. And I do like this deeper color, maybe to add just a couple of darker touches. Just really careful to do. As I say that, I did a darker one, but it's okay. There's actually, oh, I know which color. Let's do this peachy color for that. Not so bright. I can tell one thing, didn't happen this time, but if I'm scrubbing in here, it's going to probably make those tips kind of get dull. So I'm thinking probably don't want to do that too much. That side may be darker. Let's do the brown. It's just for some variation. And come right onto the stem. You know, though, when it's fun, it can be overdone. So I don't want to overdo it. One thing in my mind, though, is blue is such a, and purple, yellow is a complement of that, so I thought to add in a little bit more there and get a little bit of green more added into that. And because that red color was there, it looks like that that green got a little bit more naturalized as I shaded that. That's pretty cool too. That kind of settled out and didn't really stay granulated like it looked like it was going to, but that's okay too. It's just still was cool to watch that. Oh, I just dipped my pencil in the water. That's funny. Kind of like how that worked. It looks like the leaf is, you know, sometimes things just happen. And, ooh, I still have a little of the color up here I can add to that. Okay, do I want to add more of the marker? Might be kind of fun. I would say I don't really need a whole lot of it. But it does kind of add a little bit of whimsy, I guess. Kind of outline it. And I don't necessarily need to stay within the line of the color. I can come outside of that, or even come inside of it. How about with the leaf here? Well, I think this is pretty fun. So I'll just sign off on it and use my little Copic blue here. And there's my Sketchbox. Oh, no, it's still 2025. I thought for a minute, I was like, oh no, it's 26. But no, today is New Year's Eve, so we're good. Actually, let me get a tiny little bit more right in there. That's kind of fun. And tiny little bit more in there. Keep going, just keep going. I just feel like this needs to be a little bit greener. And so does that. Okay, that is my Sketchbox 20. Technically, it came before the year was over, but this is my January box. So if you don't have a subscription already, these are fun. Even though I've only done one so far, these are fun to get some new supplies and some new inspiration and just kind of experiment with things. So hope you enjoyed this video. Happy New Year and happy painting. Let's get into experimenting more this year. That'll be really fun, and it will help you grow, so it helps me too. Anyway, take care. Happy New Year. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.